Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. It is a beautiful day here in Chicago. There's a lot of snow on the ground. But I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed or whatever works for you. So, hello. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, I thought maybe I could start with just showing you a little something I ran across on social media. Free Nobel Peace Prize with an order of shrimp tacos. Great. Mm-hmm. So we know what dumpster fire is going to order. Anyway. Oh, I'm glad you like the artwork. I have got a thing about, I don't know what it is when it comes to Christmas, the Christmas artwork I make and find and keep. And I've got this thing about holly. It works visually. The combinations of anyway. Okay. Amanda says, yay, I was running low on peace prizes. There you go. Teresa says, I saw that too. I'll take an order. There we go. Melissa said, it should be a Happy Meal toy. There we go. Yeah. Whew. Okay. So, I really can't open these windows. And there's no one like right there. So it's not that someone's going to get hurt. But it's about that. It's really large. I got some massive icicles right there. And so I'm just looking at them. As I'm talking to you, I'm seeing this out of the corner of my eye going, oh, okay. I knocked all the icicles off the front of the house, but it's pretty. And no one's going to get hurt. It's just, meh. Anyway. All right. Squeebles. Hello. Pretty and scary all at the same time. Yes. All right. So we're going to start in with, we've got such crazy stuff today. Bonkers stuff today. This kid, Yahoo, wow, I've never seen real icicles before. Oh, okay. Melissa said, you have a free icy pop with the side of air pollutants. This is why I'm here every single day, because you're here. Okay. 4 minutes in. This is infuriating. Our newly minted Arizona representative, Grijalva, says she was pepper sprayed during a protest in Tucson that confronted an ICE raid. Though DHS denies she was directly targeted. While video shows chaotic clashes between agents and demonstrators, local officials condemn the use of force, and Arizona Democrats rally around Grijalva, who argues that if agents treat a member of Congress this way, the public should worry about how they treat vulnerable community members. Was she targeted? Lisa's greetings from the land of enchantment. Wisconsin? It's actually a line in my novel. Welcome to Wisconsin, land of enchantment. Oh, it was chaotic. Okay. Standing up to President Dumpster Fire is always going to be problematic. New Mexico. Thank you, Lee. Page of Cups. There were a lot of protesters there. Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. What this says is maybe there was someone there who was like, oh, that person stands out for some reason as a leader. So someone decided to be a jerk. I'm not getting that. I don't put it past somebody who was on the ground, but I don't think that it was a matter of from on high. That's what I'm getting. But it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time until people start getting hurt more. It's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous and wrong. I'm just glad she's okay. But on the other hand, at 6 minutes 40 seconds in, word on the street, a little bit of gossip, little political gossip. Word on the street is that Kristi Noem may be out soon as head of DHS. So let me see. Should be the first person Trump gets rid of in this administration, and it's the woman, of course. Not Keg's breath. No. It would be the woman. But Trump may replace her soon to, quote, reset the administration's immigration effort and refresh public perception. Potentially bringing in a prominent GOP figure expected to be newly available, unquote. Who is a prominent GOP figure expected to be newly available? What do you think? Yeah, Coral. Boo. Who? Yeah, Burn. Kristi can rediscover her husband. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is definitely a persistent rumor that she has this. The persistent rumor is that she has this ongoing affair. Is it with Lewandowski? So, Squeeples. So I had to deal with Kristi Noem as a governor when I was in South Dakota. Trauma from that mess. Oh, the poor Squeeples. Oh, the poor precious. Yes, Corey Lewandowski. Ew. Oh, gosh. I would not touch any of these people at all. Anyway, so Kristi Noem, cosplayer, puppy killer, all around rotten human being. So I'm guessing it's going to be a man. It wouldn't be MTG. She is I could be wrong, but I'm under the impression she is persona non grata with Trump right now. So who else? This kid said you can bet it'll be someone even worse. There are different flavors of awful, you know? I can't, Mom. The cooties have cooties. Oh, just so gross. The else says Gates. Is he expected to be newly available? Is anything going on with Gates that would change his status? I'm wondering if it's someone who's leaving Congress or Kristi Noem. Actually, I've got her there for a while. Yeah, there's talk. There's communication. Absolute chaos. Temperance. Chaos versus temperance. Big public displays. There's Queen of Pentacles and Six of Swords. So taking your weapons and traveling. Republican. If anything, she's not getting enough people arrested. I'm not kidding. So, yeah. Karen says, well, I can't call, I despise Gates with every fiber of my being, but I can't make fun of his forehead. I mean, come on. Talk about a 5 head. And you know where that comes from. A forehead of 4 fingers, but you can easily fit a 5th. I can easily fit I have a 5 head. So I can't make fun of somebody for that. But yeah, Gates. Yeek. Anne says Gates has his TV show and wouldn't want the scrutiny of Senate approval. Ah, there we go. Oh, something new and heinous. Melissa says, me too. I have a 5 head also. Just how it is. There was a time centuries ago when it was the fashion. I'm not kidding. In the Middle Ages, for a hot second, there were women. They were pulling hairs on their hairline to make their foreheads look bigger. It's like, really? Give me a break. Louis says you don't have his Cruella de Vil eyebrows. Thank you, Louis. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Jana. Senate scrutiny. Is that still a thing? Yes. And they, Karen is saying he's at the Pentagon now, next to Loomer's office. Oh, man. But Kristi Noem doesn't. That has to go through this. She has to be confirmed by the Senate, doesn't she? Well, she's been out there being the obnoxious, awful person, getting in trouble with Justice Department. With judges, I should say. Magicians, 5 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 7 of Wands. See, she's still there. She's still obnoxious. The energy does weaken here, but they might. This could be them throwing her under the bus because of the legal matters. So, thank you, Cindy. Wow. Well, so Kristi Noem, going back to whatever. Well, no, she inherited her family's farm when her father passed away. I think she was like 19. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But she just became this cold, awful. She had to leave college. And that's when her progressed sun moved into the next sign. It's like, ta-da. Page of Pentacles, helpless little. Okay, anyway, Tower, 10 of Swords, so much damage, Wheel of Fortune, all kind of burden, and part of the cult. I wonder, okay, here's the thing. I don't see why he would. It's not like he listens. I don't know why Dumpster Fire would let her go. Because he just lets these heinous people do whatever they want. It makes me wonder if there's something coming out. Because if there's talk about her being thrown under the bus, it may be because something really bad is about to come out. So we'll see. I have her here for now. Yeah, Crispy Noem. Yes, visualize 70. Yeah. Raymond is quoting Richard Lewis, who said, being awarded a Peace Prize by FIFA is like being given an honorary doctorate by McDonald's. Oh, give it time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Speaking of which, Lisa was asking about Keg's breath. Nice hot cup of tea with friends on a snow-covered day. So, Keg's breath. I read an article this morning. It was trying to explain why Hog's breath is so adamant against people in the military having any kind of beards, unless they're in special forces. And the best they could come up with was kind of how he got his job, which is Trump's idea of central casting. I mean, they were trying to take it back to how people, men came back with beards at the end of Vietnam, but he's not old enough for that to be a thing, I don't think. So Melissa says because he can't grow one. There's probably that too. So, but Hog's breath, Keg's breath, bully, dimwit. How he still has a job, I do not know. Melissa says, I can probably grow a beard better than him. Amanda says, Keg's breath is 1 year older than me. I was born in 81. So he looks rough for someone who was born in 1980. Oh, okay. So he's 9 years younger than I am. I was born in 71. So, yeah. Squeebles is saying the facial hair thing is thought to be racial as well. Oh, well, there we go. I think he's going to be in for a bit longer, too. He's trying to knock down decency. He is pretty isolated. He's on shaky ground. There's a big old death card right in the middle. And then a 3 of Swords and the burden, that's ouch, and the burden of MAGA. So you would think these cards are terrible. So he's going to be out, tomorrow. Doesn't feel like that. This feels more like the damage he's doing. We might have to the hearings about him may have to go forward before we get some movement. So they're all just vile. So, okay. All right, now there is a on a complete. We're going to go change just completely. We're not going to talk about. We're not even going to talk about politics for a second, and then we're going to go into an international story. So this is something that's being said all over the internet, and I wanted to give you some clarity because that's the thing on this channel. Yes, it's tarot and astrology, but you always get real news here, always, with links back to verified sources. You get real news, usually political news here. And then we look at the tarot, what might happen, the astrology. We look at this stuff, but you always get real news. Okay. There is a story going around that at Chernobyl, that some of the dogs are turning blue. Blue. I am here to tell you this is not true. These are real pictures. There are groups of, I forgot to say it was 21 minutes in. There are groups who specifically go in and help the animals that are still in the Chernobyl, in the area around Chernobyl. So they check on them, they capture them, they make sure they're healthy, they do what they can to help. So you may hear about this, you may see pictures. The thing is, though, the people who go in and they've captured these dogs and double checked them, they rolled around. Basically, it isn't some mutation. These dogs, they rolled around in like some porta potty fluid or some kind of similar industrial waste. So it's not good. It's not healthy. But anybody who's and I've seen it a number of places online, people saying the dogs are Chernobyl from radiation, they're turning blue. No. It's just a nasty place to be. That's all. Poor puppers. Yes. Still Arsenault says. Apparently, the volunteers, they clean the dogs as best they can. But apparently this blue dye is kind of hard to get off. So even if they get they can get most of the chemicals off, but their fur is stained. So anyway, just want to let you know that that's what's going on with the dogs of Chernobyl. Star says, I saw those animal pics but didn't believe it. No, it's a real thing. But they're good. They've survived. They have survived and they have thrived in their way. So, okay. But the reason I wanted to bring that up, to clarify that for you, is still Arsenault says maybe they will shed the dyed fur off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I bring this up, now I need your help because I didn't have time to look this up before I came on. The IAEA says Chernobyl's new safe confinement structure, what they put around Chernobyl after Chernobyl happened, was severely damaged by a February drone strike and can no longer reliably contain radioactive material, prompting urgent calls for major repairs, even though core structural supports remain intact. As the site again becomes a flashpoint amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, will repairs be able to be made? Now, here's the thing that I can't remember. When Chernobyl happened, do the prevailing winds take that into Europe? Or does it take it into Russia and then just go around the world? Because I know that after Chernobyl happened, there were hospitals who put radioactive monitors on their roofs, up on the top of the hospitals, and some other tall buildings to keep an eye on how much radiation was being blown through. And eventually they took them down because it was just distressing. Thank you, Still Arsenault. No, it wasn't on the 36th. April 36th. April 26th, yes, 1986. Yeah. So I'm just... Butterfly Love Child says it was winds to the west. Okay. And Butterfly Love Child says, pretty sure the plume spread is Europe side. Okay. Thank you. Lisa says everywhere plus Europe and the world. Well, that's true. Visualize 70 says the contamination did spread across Europe because it went into Scotland partly. This happened over the following few months. Okay. Oof. Prevailing westerly winds. Okay, thank you. So, radiation. Thank you, Cindy. I am getting some repairs here. Yeah, it made people really, really sick. And it was expensive to repair. And they've been watching it. This feels more like the IAEA. This is doing some structural work. And I'd like to say that this is happy families, but no, this feels like something in the sky blowing through. International groups trying to contain things. So I'm getting some minor repairs here, at least. Jeez. Yeah, Cosmic Goat Lady, 100%. Russia is so stupid. Putin, it isn't even all of Russia. It's Putin and his flunkies are dumb as rocks. So, yeah. Hello, Archdragon. Dorinda says it was temporarily repaired after damage in February this year, but it needs more. Excuse me. Yes. Yes. All right. We hear all these horror stories about Russia's military. How can they even still be going? And they're going to lose. There's the big show. There's Ukraine, page of wands. It feels like Russia's attacks are getting weaker somehow. Although I'm sure if you ask a Ukrainian person, they would not agree with that. But that's what the cards are saying. See, I don't want people to get hurt, but man, I don't see. I can't imagine. This is not me speaking with the cards or something, but just in general, I can't imagine. I can't see how Russia can keep doing this. I don't know how he keeps in power. Now that I did not know. Karen is saying Chernobyl. I guess the word translated means wormwood. Thank you. I did not know that. That's interesting. Dorinda says Russia is recruiting in Africa. Oh. Oof. Okay. Cat Mom, yes. Why do so many Republicans still bow to that failing state? Exactly. Yikes. Okay. Anyway, speaking of stupid, and not as dangerous, but boneheaded, Donald J. for Genius Trump. Cosmic Goat Lady was bringing up the fact that President Blunderdum wants to rename the NFL. He's insisting that the NFL rename itself because he finds the European name for soccer, football, confusing. And since the whole world calls football soccer, that everything would be fine and we could call soccer football too, but the National Football League has to change their name. The stupid, it burns. I just... Football. Yes, that's it. Butterfly Love Child. Goal. Arsino says, ouch, my brain. I know, right? I know. And Cauldron Hill Craftwork says, of course, because FIFA gave him a prize. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, I think it should be renamed "Release Your MRI in the Epstein Files." I think that's what we should call it. Not sure what the acronym would be, but who gives a about football? Yes, Amanda, exactly. Oh my gosh, everything he says he thinks is important. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, even his own followers are suffering. Hello, did I see Lucky Girl? Yes, I did. Hello, Lucky Girl. Thank you, Mayor. Rimriatef. There we go. Oh. That's the final card. Now, up here, the card for the reading is, I've got Death, Sun, World. This is a distraction. Tower. Yeah. Things are not going well in Trump world. So try to kick down some kind of norm or something that already exists. And he can't, they let you do it because you're famous or you're rich or blah da blah da blah da blah da. Six of Swords, and his people are hurting. I mean, he doesn't care about us, but even his people are hurting. But distraction. Shiny, 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 shiny. Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny thing. Look. Oh, Squeebles says distraction for his health, the economy, Epstein. Geez, pick one. Yeah. All right, I need to spread out some of these major arcana, and then we will go on to the fact that this idiot knocked down the east wing of the White House because destruction, because of the No Kings protests. The No Kings protests were massive, and so he had wasn't it the same day or the next day? He had the bulldozers come in and just knock it to the ground to cheer himself up. Is it Soy Mahia? Question, is Trump really aware of his behavior, or is he being too gaslit by his staff? Chicken or the egg? He's in a bubble, but he's in a bubble because he has insisted for so long that he be in a bubble. So, Anne says, new architect, bigger ballroom. Jeez, yeah. 35 minutes in. The Washington Post has confirmed that Donald J. for Genius Trump has replaced James McCrery II, the architect he originally selected to design the planned new White House ballroom, with, is it Shalom Baranes, due to McCrery's firm being too small and unable to meet deadlines for the 90,000 square foot project. Is that the real reason, or did McCrery refuse to do something Trump wants, or something that shouldn't be done? Deb, I like that. Let's go play oval sports ball. Oval sports ball. I like it. Yeah, that was good. Go team. Oval sports ball. Yeah, so basically they told him no. Sierra is suggesting, what do you bet Trump hasn't paid them and they quit? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is Trump's in his element. This is the kind of garbage he pulled in New York. And with his brain turning into vanilla pudding, this is something he's familiar with. I want a big, gaudy building. His father showed him how to do that. He certainly could have. I don't think he could have figured it out on his own, honestly. And now it's fire people, probably don't pay them. Yeah. Carol says it was pointed out to him that the original plan would dwarf the White House. He didn't like that. Exactly. Dorinda, tackle ball. There we go. Cindy, yes, make sure it's bigger than the White House. I did not see SNL last night. Apparently there was a cold open. Beth is saying Saturday Night Live's had a Hog's Breath front cold open. Oh boy, I have to check that out later. Okay. Perfectly clear. There's no major arcana here. Here's the thing. If you do any business with Donald Trump, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure they have the original architectural firm. I'm sure they have lovely offices. I'm sure when you walk in, there's someone to greet you. Maybe they offer you some coffee. Maybe if it's a good day, maybe there's some cookies or somebody brought in some donuts they might share with you. I'm sure it's a nice little office. And being asked to design a ballroom for the White House is very prestigious. These morons are like, oh my gosh, because it's an honor normally. Look who you're working for. And they really did expect that somehow they were going to be the exception. Oh, absolutely. That's an honor. This would be great. Da, da, da. And then then his demands are ridiculous. The budget's a mess. Because think about it this way. If he If Trump, you know, that money that's supposed to pay for the ballroom, what happens to that money if he doesn't spend all of it? Does it end up in his pocket? So cutting corners, constant work, constantly having to redo things, constantly having to fix things, because, and it doesn't even feel like it isn't even just that it's big or gaudy or what have you. He wants to cut corners because he wants to keep that money. And they can't do it. They're just reaches a point where it's not doable. So yeah, he's gone to a bigger firm, but hey, bigger firm, you're an idiot. People at bigger firm. Dragonfly, yeah, I never thought the leopard would eat my face. Yeah, exactly. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Old Silver says his share probably comes off the top to start with. There we go. Cat Mom says, I figured it was already in his pockets. Yeah, this is a scam. This is a money-making scam. And he loves pushing around builders, architects, all those people. If he can scam them out of money, if he can not pay them, he just loves that. That makes this sicko happy. Sharon says not happy about the 2029 end date. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, where are we? 42 minutes in. Okay. It was just in the, now Nettie brought the original question, but someone was just kind enough to drop the headline in here. I think it's all caps, so I should be able to find it. There we go. Raymond, breaking news. House Democrats have announced articles of impeachment against Peter Hegseth. Petey. And Nettie was saying impeachment articles dropped for Hegseth. Well, Mikey, Jim Jordan, and Jim Comer with Perry try and stop the process. Basically, will the GOP try to throw a spanner in the works, as 'twere. Yes, Tina. Impeach, convict, remove. Yeah. All right, Keg's breath. So, Moses Mikey. Oh, and have I got a Moses Mikey thing to tell you? Oh, gosh. Yeah, another article I read this morning. I'll be sharing with you in just a moment. Articles of impeachment. Well, you know Moses Mike doesn't want to bring that to the floor. He's going to say, the committees are having investigations. We can't jump the gun, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Beth is asking, why aren't they pushing harder for a Trump impeachment? They have. It's just not going anywhere. They have. But Tishy, I think you just won the internet. It's my ballroom, and I want it now. Let me know if you're from, let me know if you're from overseas and you need that explained to you. It's ballroom and it's my ballroom and I want it now. Okay. That was good. Now, should he be fired? Should he be impeached immediately? He should be fired. He should have been fired months ago. Oh no, it's J.G. Wentworth. It's not. Yeah, Wentworth. Anyway, but yeah, but Trump's legacy. There's the bludgeon, Queen of Swords. I think they're going to try to say they're investigations, but because this is quite often I get queens for groups, and swords can be legislators. The cards are not like he's out of here. No, it's from a J.G. Wentworth. Yeah, that you can look on YouTube for the ads. Oh, yes, Raymond. If you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes it becomes Republican Party policy. Yeah. When I first read that, I thought it said, if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes Republican. That works too. Yes, Arsenault. It's 7-7 coach. No. Yeah. See, okay, up here, like the beginning, perfectly clear. Card for the reading, judgment. Full howling at the moon. That isn't how we do things. So why have I got a little disappointment? And then I've got the sun card, so attention on it. But that's not, yeah. Please prove me wrong. Please. Yeet. Yeet him out this. Tishy says J.G. Wentworth plus Veruca Salt. Oh, well, there is that. That's true. I was thinking J.G. Wentworth. Star says, so one day all this will be over? Yes. Yes, it will. One fine day. Cat Mom says, don't do it. The jingle will never leave you. Have you seen that couple on social media who do dances? They do create choreography for all kinds of little clips and shorts, and they did one for that too. It was cute. This is whoa, Namwe? What is Namwe? Lewis is asking, can it be today? I know, right? Whoa, no way. Oh, okay. Ugh, the Emperor. That feels like Mikey doing the Emperor, would-be Emperor's bidding. There's the awfulness. There are Democrats holding together. When does the Christmas recess start? So a card of vacation. There's plenty. There's plenty of evidence and things that could be brought up. But yeah, Moses and Mikey trying to play games, guaranteed. That's what I'm getting. Beth says they shouldn't get any time off at this point. Exactly. Summer Fergus says, oh no, now I have all these old jingles from Chicago commercials stuck in my head. Okay. Okay, and okay, this is, I've got to share this with you. This was an article today. Thank you, Lena. Lena got it. Yes. Yes. Tin Pan, Alley-Gan. Yeah. And Beth. Yeah. Anyway. I love hanging out with you. All right. Okay, this made my brain hurt. All righty. There was an article on the Daily Beast. There it is. So there was an interview with Mikey and his wife, Moses Mikey. Okay, so Mike Johnson and his wife went on Katie Miller's podcast. There are places in this world you really don't want to be. That is one of them. Yeah. During which he and his wife Kelly spoke about, and there's nothing wrong with the name Kelly. I'm just saying I can picture it. It's got to be Kelly, that fake. Anyway, spoke about men and women's differing mental capabilities. Okay, here's the thing. When young people discover different philosophies, different ways of doing things, certain life hacks or information that really helps them, it's good to see. It's good to see people learning. However, there are some people who are the definition of a little knowledge is dangerous. Because learning is meant to be a lifelong process. And when you learn one piece of information, you're not supposed to stop there. But guess what? Johnson said, men and women are different in this way, is that men can compartmentalize things. Really? Wow. Your big galaxy brain, you can compartmentalize? Gosh, I wonder what that's like with my little girly brain. Johnson said, with Kelly likening men's brains to waffles. The mother explained they have little compartments and they think on one little compartment at a time and close it. But women, we cannot do that. We are always thinking. In fact, our brains are like spaghetti. Speaker of the House and his wife. Speaker of the House. Aw, I don't know. I mean, it was hard for me to read that because my little tiny spaghetti brain, how can I possibly, squirrel, how can I possibly, I'm just overcome with everything. Just, I don't know how to, I need would a man in the chat please help me to get through my live stream because my little brain can't, I don't know how to compartmentalize. There are differences between male and female brains, but that ain't it, kids. There are more connections between the left and right hemispheres, that bridge in the middle. There are more connectors that women have, but women can't compartmentalize. Oh my gosh. Whoo. Yeah. So, Seeking the Shift says that Kelly is married to Mikey, says everything I care to know. Yes. Jana says, I can access my language skills when I'm upset. Preach, Autumn. Cindy saying his compartments must be 1 inch by 1 inch boxes. And it says, waffles and spaghetti. This is the Speaker of the House. Cosmos, help us. Yes. Wow. Squeebles is pointing out, I am a delicate little flower. Yeah. Okay. Thank heavens. Thank God for Mike Johnson's galaxy brain. I would like to point out that my mother grew up with her cousin, Diane. Yeah, who became a nuclear physicist and who was a fully trained, who was fully trained to go up on one of the space shuttles as a payload specialist. She went through astronaut training, and she was a nuclear physicist back in the day. But we just have our little spaghetti brains. He's going to get raked over the coals for this, but we know better. The thing is that he is pushing legislation or stopping legislation based on stupid ideas like this. You learn one little thing, and that fits my view of the world, that women need to just be over there, and you need to compartmentalize to be a speaker. Judgment, feeling a little beaten up, and death card. Yeah, I think he's going to get raked over the coals, but as far as I'm concerned, not enough. Okay. Melissa says, can I get garlic bread with my spaghetti brains? Hey, that sounds good. It does, actually. Okay, I think I might have pasta for lunch. I'm out of bread. I'd love some garlic bread, but I'm out of bread, so I'm not buying bread anymore. I'm making it because it's just too. Bought bread it's just too expensive. But anyway, all right. Arseno says, I would tell Elf on the Shelf to sit down. Yes. Yes, Arseno, yes. Oh, Renier, super sexist comments. Yeah. And Lisa, I agree. I won't repeat it, but I agree. All right. That's going to do it for me for today. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's going to do it for me for today, but thank you so much for being here. It is 1:05 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah will be there too. And we are going to be productive during that lull part of the day. But we've got a great community there, and you're always welcome. All right, links in the description. Thank you to everybody who came to the Patreon social last night. It was a lot of fun. And we're going to have another one in 3 weeks on the 27th in the evening. And I don't have expensive tiers, so you're always welcome. Okay, so please remember, you're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. All right, and I will see you later, as always. Okay, bye.